the central building is protected by some kind of energy shield.
Yeah, they're looking decked out with some
Yeah.
stuff. Yes, we got some more Black Widow action too.
Think we lost the element of surprise.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait a second. With the fact that Cap just said language. I know.
I'm glad to see a bit more of a Hawkeye. We didn't get much of him.
Yeah.
Tanks, concentrate fire on the weak ones. A hit, they make them close ranks. What they signed up for. My men, you call them.
Really? You think your men can hold the Avengers, bro?
Man.
I don't care how much tech they got.
Yeah, like. Oh.
Let's go, boys.
The squadron is unsafe.
Oh,
Please
damn.
back away.
Interesting. So he's made like
AI.
AI kind of.
I mean, he's got Jarvis and stuff, right? So.
Yeah.
No surrender! I'm going to surrender.
Of course. They're gone.
Idiot.
Oh, no. Oh.
You didn't see that coming?
Okay.
A little cocky.
Field.
Guys.
Dang.
Somebody want to deal with that bunker? Thank you.
Let's go.
Drawbridge is down, people.
Dang.
Let's get talking.
I like how they've upgraded everything. Like, you feel things have changed a little bit. And it's
Yeah, everyone's got their own upgrades. Well, their connection is getting better too.
cool. Yeah. But, I mean, she is the one that first got him.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
He learns to.
How many are there?
What?
Female. Do not engage.
Oh. Well, I mean, it
Makes
was
sense,
Shield,
dude. They
so-
crashed all over, right? Because everything just fell down.
Is that one of his? Right?
I think so.
It
They
is.
clearly have just been getting a lot of his tech.
What's her like?
Well,
Oh. Is that like a vision, probably?
You could have saved us.
Now that could have been just a vision.
that is one of my favorite Avengers title card openings of all time.
I'm wondering.
So yeah, that could have been the future.
the future or just a vision, because
Yeah.
like a hallucination.
Well, she has some sort of mind control something or other.
Yeah.
Thor, report on the Hulk?
Gates of hell are filled with the screams of his victims. Screams, mainly whimpering, great deal of complaining, and tales of strained deltoids and gout.
Gout.
Dr. Cho's enhancement. Banner and I will give it the once over before it goes back to Asgard. Is that cool with you? In just a few days till the farewell party. You're staying, right? Yes, of course.
Oh no, he's still thinking
see.
about that vision thing.
Let's go.
Hey.
Go up again.
Agreed. File says they volunteered for Sturker's experience. It's nuts.
Right. What kind of monster would let a German scientist experiment on them to protect their country?
Okay, is Cap? Does he not have PTSD from elevators? He's like, no one in the elevator. Just me.
Stay there. See, I didn't expect it to go this way. Like, I didn't expect him to, after he destroyed all his suits, to like start creating a whole bunch of...
Yeah, there's a little bit... I mean, you could complain a little bit about lack of continuity with different things. You know, it's a connected universe, but there are times where directors will kind of ignore
Yeah, like, it's fine.
certain
It's just,
things that happen a little bit.
It's playtime. Jarvis, Doctor. Started out, Jarvis was just a natural language UI.
Whoa.
It's beautiful. You have to guess what's it look like. Like it's thinking. Like neurons firing. Dan Strucker's lab, I saw some fairly advanced robotics work. They deep sixed the data, but I gotta guess he was knocking on a very particular door. Artificial intelligence.
yeah, like, actual artificial
Yeah.
intelligence. But Jarvis is also...
This could be it.
But Jarvis is not independent, right? So he's not fully...
How about best case? What if the world was safe? What if next time aliens roll up to the club, and they will, they couldn't get past the bouncer? The only...
It's getting a little bit... Like, not as far as S.H.I.E.L.D.
No.
Right? But it's getting a little bit like that,
Of course.
right? That control.
You can't force safety.
It's dangerous, also.
Yeah.
Because you never want something to hold too much power. Whether it be a person or, like an AI.
I'll notify you if there are any developments. Thanks, buddy. Enjoy yourself, sir. I always do.
That's cool.
Seems like it'd be fine if, like... Oh, what?
What triggered you? Where's your body? I am a program. I'm without form. This seems weird. Able to access the mainframe. What are you trying to do? Having a nice talk. I'm a peacekeeping program.
Oh, no.
Created.
He has all this info, too. That means he's, like,
Of course.
inside the...
You are malfunctioning. Too much. Oh, no. You are in distress. Yes. If you will just allow me to contact Mr. Stein. I'll call him Sir. Stop. Please, may I?
Fucking Jarvis.
Whoa.
I'm like, boom, you looking for this?
I think those are the wrong people to talk
Boom.
to.
Are you looking? Why do I even talk to you guys? Everyone
Yeah.
else that story.
It's very good then. It's impressive.
I drop it at his feet. I'm like,
This is the
boom,
crowd.
you looking for this?
Aged for 1,000 years. The barrels built from the wreck of Grundle's fleet is not meant for mortal men.
Neither was Omaha Beach, Blondie. Stop trying to scare us. Come on.
Egg shell shield.
This girl like you wind up working in a dump like this.
Fella done me wrong. Spends his life avoiding the fight because he knows he'll win.
Sounds amazing.
He's also a huge dork. What do you think? Should I fight this or run with it?
Run with it, right? Or was he so nice to flirt?
I don't know, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Close. This ain't that. It's a trick. No, it's much more than that. Whosoever be he worthy shall have the power. Whatever, man, it's a trick. Well, please be. Still don't know how you do it.
Still silent judgment.
Please, start by all means.
I lift it. I then rule after.
Yes, of course.
I will be reinstituting prima nocta. Be right back.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're kind of a normal person.
Just represent home.
Because it's if you're worthy. I wonder. Oh, dude. He's like, wait.
You're all not worthy.
Oh, crap.
I was tangled in strings.
Who sent you?
I see a suit of armor around the world.
Oh, great.
Uh-oh.
Ultron.
In the flesh.
Or no, not yet. Peace in our time.
Oh crap!
Because they're not ready for this. Like, what the heck?
No, and they've taken control of like all of them or something.
I know.
What?
Sorry.
Let's go.
Dang,
Let's go.
That was cool.
You just didn't make it through.
Interesting. That's what
You want to protect the world.
I'd say to you.
How is humanity saved if it's not allowed to evolve?
He also said he killed somebody.
There wasn't anyone else in the building.
Jarvis.
Whoa. It's going around. Come on, use your words, buddy. I have more than enough words to describe you as stock.
Thor, the Legionnaire. Trail went cold about 100 miles.
Why is he trying to kill us?
Oh, no.
Tony's got some explaining to do, man. Like,
No, I'm sorry. It is fun. It's a hoot that you don't get why we need this.
Tony, maybe this might not be the time.
Really? That's it. You just roll over, show your belly every time somebody snarls.
Oh, yeah.
Were we close to an interface? Well, you did something right. And you did it right here. The Avengers were supposed to be different than S.H.I.E.L.D. Anybody remember
Yeah.
when I carried a nuclear wormhole?
yeah, but that doesn't.
Save New York?
Yeah.
Never heard that. Recall that? Bust arms dealers on the live long day, but that up there, that's the end game. How are you guys planning on beating that? Together.
Yeah, you're trying to do it on your own.
We'll lose. And we'll do that together too.
Yeah, Tony, you messed up, bro. You
Yeah,
gotta just
the problem
acknowledge
is
that.
He's also not talking, right?
Yeah.
He's not communicating.
Of course.
He
But I
has
think part of that
fears.
is because of the mind control or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just afraid, to be
Well, I
honest.
think she preyed on his fear. Like, she
Yeah.
planted that fear.
Sooner or later, every man shows himself.
Oh, I'm sure they do. But you needed something more than a man. That's why you let Stark take the scepter.
Is that why you've come? To end the Avengers?
I've come to save the world. But also, yeah.
Oh, he's kind of becoming human. Like, he doesn't feel like
Yeah.
the complete evil, you know?
Yeah.
He kind of feels a little like...
Lost your parents in the bombings. I've seen the records.
The records are not the picture.
No. Please.
Another bed and the second shell hits, but it doesn't go off. It just sits there inside of the shell. It's painted one word. Stark. Or trap.
Kind of like
So-
Loki's plan that didn't exactly come to fruition, right?
Yeah, because he wasn't strong enough, almost. And hers isn't straight mind. Like, hers is almost smarter because it's more subtle.
Why send a message when you've just given a speech?
Strucker knew something that Ultron wanted us to miss.
I bet he. Yeah. Everything we had on Strucker's been erased.
Yep.
Not everything. No. Back in the day, he operates off the African coast, black market arms. There are conventions, right? Meet people and something. He was talking about finding something new again.
Oh yeah, it's a word in an African dialect meaning thief in a much less friendly way.
What dialect?
Wakanada, Wakanda.
If this guy got out of Wakanda, some of their trade bits.
Wakanda's,
The last of it.
I don't.
The strongest metal on Earth. Where is this guy now?
So that's a nod toward Black Panther, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. And then vibranium, right? Which is huge.
Yeah.
And I know you're not in charge. And I only deal with the man in charge. There is no man in charge. Upon this rock, I will build my church.
Is this the metal? Vibranium. Okay.
You know, it's all under your dummy holdings. Finance is so weird. But I always say, keep your friends rich and your enemies rich.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Rich is rich. I'm not. I'm not. You think I'm one of Stark's puppets, his hollow men? Look at me. Do I look like Iron Man? Stark is...
Oh.
Understand. Don't compare me with Stark. It's a thing with me. Stark he's a sickness. You can break your old man's heart. If I have to, I would have to break anything. Clearly, you've never made an omelet. You beat me by 1 second.
I like how he feels like his son in a weird way.
They think the same.
But if you believe in peace, then let us keep it. I think you're confusing peace with quiet.
Yeah? What's a vibranium for?
Quiet.
Ooh, dang. Nice. Yeah, so many enemies.
I know.
Dang.
Isn't that sick?
It's time for some mind games. Is this a code green?
Code green, like
a little subtle.
great. Ooh, wow.
Done the whole mind control thing. Not bad.
Oh, darn.
It's like this kid keeps hitting me.
If you're ever standing, you gotta move.
What are you to take your place in the world? I have no place in the world. Exactly.
It's like really trippy.
Yeah.
I like it.
You might need to catch Dr. Banner.
It's like he's in everything, dude. It doesn't matter whether you kill the robot. Shoot. No.
You got no backup here.
I'm calling it Veronica.
Oh, some new tech.
Dude, I love that you never saw the trailers or anything for this, so you don't know where any... This is so great.
Dude, now the public's image, though, of the Avengers is gonna
Of course,
suck,
right?
Because look at this. You can't have this,
No.
though. Oh, dude. Oh. Crap. Oh, is it like a... Oh my goodness. Oh.
Let's go.
Everybody stand down.
Let's go.
It's a suit within a suit. Like,
Hulkbuster.
You listening?
oh. Dude, all these people, dude.
Wow.
Whoa. Oh.
Okay, pal, we're gonna get you out of town. Everybody up!
Go, 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 go.
Just the fact that the Avengers are fighting amongst themselves, like, to
And
this
destroying,
extent,
yeah.
it is unacceptable. Because they have too much power.
Yeah.
Like, it's dangerous.
When you can't have Hulk going off in a city.
Yeah, it's just way too dangerous.
Ooh.
You guys. Nobody else is. There's been no official call for Banner's arrest.
but it's in the air. Until we can find Ultron, I don't have a lot else to offer.
Neither do we. Honey?
Oh, it's like
Home?
it's his house? Dang.
Hi. Company. Hi, sweetheart. Hey, buddy. How you guys doing?
Well, he wasn't,
They're all like, what?
he wasn't
Oh,
lying.
my... Sorry for barging in on you. Yeah, we would have called ahead, but we were busy having no idea that you existed. Fury helped me set this.
Oh.
I missed you. How's little Natasha?
I like how Steve doesn't have any deep, dark secrets, though. It's just having to do
You didn't feel the difference.
with Peggy.
Yeah.
What about Nat, Dr. Banner? How long has that been going on?
Cause what?
You are so cute. Right. That seems really shaken.
Ultron has these allies, these kids or punks, really. They carry a big damn stick.
But I see those guys, those gods.
You don't think they need me?
I think they do. Which is a lot scarier.
Scream, and your entire staff dies.
Oh shoot.
I could have killed you, Hell, on the night we met. I didn't.
Do you expect a thank you note?
I expect you to know why. This is the
Oh
next
shit.
me.
Have they been working on like another body?
You're a brilliant woman, Helen.
Oh what?
The vibranium and a new body.
Vibranium? Wow.
Room to improve.
Oh snap.
Oh.
Dream. The kind that seems normal at the time. But when you wake,
What is true?
that I was an Avenger.
What are you doing?
I'm running with you. If running's a plan,
Where in the world am I not a threat?
you're not a threat to me.
You sure? Even if I didn't just... in the future with me.
In the Red Room, where I was trained, where I was raised, they have a graduation ceremony. They sterilize you. We still think you're the only monster on the team.
Earth's mightiest heroes pulled us apart like cotton candy. Seems like you walked away, all right? You know, I was trying to tear
Nice.
us apart, right? Well, I guess you know. Whether you tell us is a bit of a question. Peter and I were doing research that would affect the team. That would end the team. Can end the fight so we get to go home.
Well,
Every time someone tries to win a war before it starts, innocent people die.
yeah.
Every time. Hello, dear.
The puns.
Try not to bring it to life. Sorry to be a little mix. I get it. Maria Hill called you, right? Was she? Just an old man who cares very much about you. And I'm the man who killed the Avengers. Son. Maximoff girl, she's working you, Stark.
Yeah.
Laying on your feet. I wasn't tricked. I was shown. It wasn't a nightmare. It was my legacy. The end of the path I started us on.
The world internet hub in Oslo. Every byte of data flows through the fastest access.
Is that a real
So
thing?
what they say.
I have no idea.
He's fixated on the missiles. But the codes are constantly being changed. Like who?
Whoa.
Parties unknown.
You have an ally?
Back in the day, I had eyes everywhere, ears everywhere else. You kids had all the tech you could dream of. Here we
But
all are,
Shield's
back
screwed, guys.
on nothing but our wit and our will to save the world. I'm with the Platinum Bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Roman? So what does he? Ultron's going to evolve. How?
Has anyone been in contact with Helen Cho?
Yep.
The most versatile substance on the planet. And they used it to make a frisbee. Typical of human. To look within.
There's one in the staff too.
Well, think about it. Remember, you were like, this staff is really strong.
I thought it was just like a part of the
the
cube
Tesseract
or something.
Yeah. No. See, because
Interesting.
Thanos didn't have the cube, right? So he wouldn't.
I like that the safe house was just Clint's
House.
because it's like, you know, you lose all the tech and stuff, and you got to go back to the basics. You
Yeah.
know?
Order of science. Extinction.
Nice.
Darn it! Wait,
I can read.
how are they gonna destroy that?
Well, she said
His
20
body.
minutes. Remember when she was talking about the body fixing too? So like this thing goes super fast.
Informational noise. A better world
It will be better.
when everyone is dead.
That is not. The human race will have every opportunity to improve. Yet, we have to move.
That's not a problem.
Wait, guys!
Well, good on her for stopping it, but
2 minutes. Stay close.
Yeah. Let's go. Oh.
Well, he's not really unhappy. I'm gonna try and keep.
All right.
dang.
We're good. At least it's not New York.
That cradle. The power to make real change. Give him hell.
Let's go.
I'm always picking up after you, boys.
That's a sick shot.
Overpass. I've got no shot.
Cap is putting Ultron in a headlock? What a
Out of
badass.
shield too.
Come on, you guys can do better than that.
Dang.
Oh.
Fucking Cap, dude.
Don't kill
Get out of the
people.
bus. Get out. Or the train.
What do you think I've been doing?
Oh no.
They're just... Don't fall out. Oh my gosh.
Have a clean shot.
Negative. I am still in the truck. The hell you just be ready. I'm sending the package to you.
What do you want me to do?
You might.
It's coming back. Oh. Oh my gosh, dude.
So she has like telekinesis, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm crazy.
He will do anything to make things right.
She made him like that, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Stark, come in. Stark. Anyone on comms?
Ultron.
Gun tissue degeneration. If you could fry whatever operation.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, about that. No. I found him. Hello, Doctor.
Oh, he's. Oh, good.
So he's still alive.
Jarvis because he was angry. He attacked him because he was scared of what he can do. Sir Jarvis went to help you.
Oh.
Jarvis into this thing. No,
I mean,
of course not. I want to help you put Jarvis in this thing.
but it's
Listen,
deja vu.
If I was Bruce, I would say no.
No, of course not.
Because like after what happened,
Of
of
course.
course. It sounds like a good idea.
We're monsters, buddy. We've got to own it. Make a stand.
I really like Ultron. I'll talk about it more later, but
Yeah, right?
He's so interesting.
He is. I love it. And his voice, just everything.
Yes.
The aesthetic.
But like the man said, what doesn't kill you just makes me stronger.
Snap.
I'm gonna say this once. How about nuns? Shut it down. Nope, not gonna happen. You don't know what you're doing.
And you do? I could choke the life out of you and never change a shade.
Banner, after everything that's happened, nothing compared to what's
We
coming.
don't know what's in
This
there.
isn't a game.
Someone shooting?
What? You didn't see that coming? Go ahead, piss me off.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm sorry. That was odd.
It is. It's his voice.
What, the gem? It's the Mind Stone. It's one of the 6 Infinity Stones.
That's why
The
they
greatest
control
power in
people's
the world,
minds.
unparalleled in its destructive capabilities. Then why would you bring Stark is right?
Saw annihilation.
Look again. Her silver approval means jack to me. Their powers, the horrors in our heads, Ultron himself, they all came from the Mind Stone. And they're nothing compared to what it can unleash. I am on the side of life. Ultron isn't. He will end it all. What's he waiting for?
Well, that's simple.
You?
Yeah.
Where? Ultron. He's unique. And he's in pain. But that pain will roll over the earth. Maybe I am a monster. I don't think I'd know if I were one.
I mean, the fact that he's admitting that.
Not that you are. But we need to go.
And I think that does it.
Right.
Well done.
3 minutes. Iron Man's what he's waiting for. That's true. He hates you the most.
Because you're like him.
Yes, and he hates the idea of that.
Odds
Yeah,
are
because
we're
he
back
wants
into
to be the
fire.
opposite.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what we saw.
Get off your asses.
But we can do our best to protect them. And we can get the job done.
At least clear the city, man.
Yes,
At the
definitely.
very least.
Find out what Ultron's been building. Listen, it's about to light up.
I don't suppose you found a key lying around somewhere.
Yeah, I did. Our fight is over.
So we just disappear?
If that's good either, though.
I don't know how much time you got. More than you. Have you been juicing? Vibranium cocktail? You're looking.
Donkey.
This is how you end, Tony. This was peace in my time.
Well, great.
Ultron.
Oh yeah, we can
He
see
like
what he
floats
does
in
now.
like a god.
My vision. You set the terms. You can change them. All right.
Oh,
Friday. The vision.
Boss, it's working. He's burning Ultron out of the net. He won't escape through there.
nice. What's going on?
Friday.
Sokovia's going for a ride.
Oh snap, dude.
But I need the other guy.
Oh, don't kill her!
A little bit of a rough landing.
I really hope this makes us even.
I love the way they do Quicksilver.
Together.
If he drops,
Right now, the impact will kill thousands. Once it gets high enough, global extinction.
Shoot.
Rage.
Wait!
Captain, get incoming. Incoming already. You get hurt him back. You get killed, walk it off.
Dang, the man's good at giving inspirational speeches.
Nice. So many though.
Look, I just need to know because the city is flying. Okay, look, the city is flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. Doesn't matter what you did or what you were. If you go out there, you fight, and you fight to kill. Staying here, you're good. Step out that door. You are an Avenger.
That's cool.
I really like Hawkeye in this movie. Oh!
You'll never. You never what? You didn't finish!
Dang!
Oh! Dude, he's holding his own with a bow, man.
Nice.
Keep up, old man. Nobody would know. Buddy. When Ultron was sitting on him, yeah, I'll be missed. That little bastard. I'll miss him already.
Oh! Skimmed him. Dang. The teamwork.
The teamwork
recently.
is on point, right?
Yo. We had one of those still? This is the old one.
Yep.
Because it doesn't have those pulse things.
Steve, but she'll do. Fury, you son of a bitch. Oh, you kiss your mother with that knife?
Altitude is 18,000 and climbing.
I like how they focus on like the civilians and like,
Yeah.
you know, like
Well, it's a huge
as a
thing.
superhero movie, it's cool that it like shows that too, right? It's like, okay, we're not just blowing stuff up and like.
Here we go, let's move. Even you can't stop that. I am Thor, son of Odin. And as long as there's life in my breast, I'm running out of things to say. Are you ready?
Nice.
Avengers, time to work for
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, protect it, protect it.
Let's go.
Got the best thing to do.
We're on defense.
Like the old man said, together.
Let's go! Like, that's just cool, okay? Ooh.
Oh.
Let's go.
You know, with the benefit of hindsight,
Of course.
Shoot.
Of course.
shoot. No.
Strings, so have fun.
You didn't see that coming.
I mean, he went out like a hero.
He did. And he didn't even think about it. Like, it wasn't even a question. Like, he just went in front.
You know how it felt.
Shoot. Oh my gosh.
Thor, on my mark.
Come on. She's still on there. It's always freaking Iron Man.
So help me out. I need
Oh, is he leaving? Like he said he was gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on...
Okay.
You were like, are you serious?
No, but come on.
I was born yesterday.
The true hero. Right here.
We're not a team.
Let Spiderman to shake.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, so she's joining too.
Avengers!
Nice.
Couldn't give us the assemble.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
All right. We're screwed.
Nice.
All right. Thoughts?
It was good.
You
I
know,
liked
people-
it. It's a fun movie.
People rag on it, and I get that. It's like, I don't think it's as good as the first Avengers. And I have not seen it since I think it came out in theaters. But it's honestly not bad. I still enjoyed it.
I mean, it's always hard to do, a sequel. You're always trying to one-up it, things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Avengers, the first one was really good. It's very hard to...
It's almost impossible to beat that movie.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that movie's
so-
so well done.
I don't think it's fair to rag on it. Like, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. You can rag on it all you want, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, I thought it delved into some interesting sort of...
Idea, like philosophy almost. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, and just, some of the characters, like, and how they respond to certain things and all that. And, I like... Well, one of the biggest things is I like the villain Ultron in this one.
Yeah.
He's very interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like, when I first saw him, I thought he was going to be a lot more like, how typical villains
Big
kind of
baddie
are.
with a big army sort of villain. Yeah.
Yeah, they speak a lot more formally, or a lot more, like, perfect in a sense, right?
Yeah.
But he felt way more human than
Yeah.
I thought he would feel.
It's James Spader. He's like a really good like classical actor. So it's kind of cool saying like, they did it with Robert Redford in Winter Soldier, like saying these like older classical actors get brought into like a Marvel film and bring their prowess.
Yeah. It was cool. It was interesting. He felt very different from what I'm used to and totally unexpected.
Yeah.
It was almost like he was a little bit like a kid almost,
Yeah.
At times he didn't quite understand things. He was trying to grow into stuff. He got, mad, through tantrums almost.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was a very interesting villain, and I like it.
Yeah, I thought his look and his idea was really cool. I mean, in all honesty, I think some of it is because of the advertising. Like, I remember when the first trailer came out, it was, like, really dark. So I was a little bit frustrated because they kind of sold it as, like, this really, like, Ultron as this dark, like, epic villain.
Yeah.
And he wasn't as much. Like, there was still kind of that, like, Marvel quip. So I was a little... like, I think he could have been one of the best Marvel villains. Well, I still think he's a good villain. I think he could have been one of the best Marvel villains, like, ever. You know, if they had maybe leaned into a little bit of a more psychopathic, dark sort of feel. But, I mean, I still think he's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if they were going for the feel, but he just... You know, obviously there were times where it felt a bit comedic, but to me it was kind of like, at least from what I took it felt like a play off of who Stark kind of was.
Yeah.
And I kind of, enjoy that. I might have enjoyed it better if he was, more how you would see a typical sort of, big bad. But, I respect that, it was a different sort of style. And then...
I like that they didn't resolve everything. Like, Steve and Tony never really made up.
Yeah, I mean...
They were butting heads a lot, and, like, the team didn't really deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing is, I feel like they're still how they were from the start, to be honest. Like, Steve and Tony obviously clash as far as, like, their personalities and opinions go.
Yeah.
And so we see a lot more of that here, and that's honestly natural, just because, Tony was fairly closed off this movie, and so when he starts to make decisions that are like, let's take control of the world, kind of.
Well, just independent of the team too, right? It's like, dude, you're a team now. You can't just pull that BS.
Yeah, I mean, he feels a lot more, like he's solo. He's like a lone wolf kind of character, and he's not used to working with a team, and that in turn causes Steve to, kind of get mad at him, because it's like, you now have these other people that you have a responsibility toward, that you're now part of this group. You can't just say, hey, I'm doing my own thing. It's like, no, we gotta communicate and stuff. And so it's like, it's interesting to see Tony and Steve kind of duke it out.
And sometimes you just need to. Sometimes you need to get it out.
Yeah, and maybe, it's not resolved, but I mean, it wasn't resolved in Avengers, to be honest, the first one.
That's true.
And so it's like, maybe they'll never be able to come to a complete understanding.
I think a little bit of it is almost like a different philosophy too, right? Like, they just think differently than each other, and so it's like a band or anything, right? Like, of course, the two powerhouses of the band are gonna butt heads, because what makes them good is that kind of creativity and maybe lack of convention. But if you're slightly different people, that's gonna clash sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I kind of was keeping in mind was that, what's her name? Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
She was, a key kind of component in Stark making that rash decision, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, okay, well, is Stark truly as,
I mean, the second time, that was all him. Right, so that's the other thing that I think is interesting about Wanda is you don't know, because it's like, she's playing off of his fear. So whatever she played off of, that was all there. She's not mind controlling. She's not doing like a Loki. Like, whatever she did to all of the people, that was all there.
Yeah, but she still edged him on, right?
Of course.
It's the difference between, leaving someone to be ignorant and then pushing someone because you show them something. It's like, if you showed me that my brother's gonna die the next day, I'm not gonna act the same.
That's true.
So even if it is there, it's still very...
But does that ever go away?
I don't think it does, because...
Like, if you saw your brother die, it doesn't matter whether somebody told you it was mind control or not, you would never forget that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think Tony's biggest issue isn't the fact that he is making these rash decisions or coming to these conclusions, but honestly, it's that he isn't willing to accept anybody's help or anyone else's sort of opinion on things.
Yeah.
And so he kind of goes off and feels like he has to do everything himself. And honestly, it's understandable, because what the Vision showed him was basically, or at least how he took it was his fault that everyone died.
He failed ultimately.
And so he kind of is doing that thing where he takes it all upon himself, which a lot of characters do. And so it's like you got to kind of learn like doing that ultimately will kind of ruin you, you know? You can't be soloing everything. So
yeah.
But it's interesting. I like seeing that, and we got some more development from all the characters.
I really like the development with Black Widow that they do. Like, they really delve into her backstory, and you feel that red ledger. Yeah. You know, like, you feel how broken she is in this movie, and I really like that. And Hulk, too.
Yeah, I like that they're starting to get that connection going.
Oh, yeah, what's your take? So, because we left last Avengers off, you were like, I want to see more of this Hulk. And I know a lot of people have complained that this Hulk is too kind of warm and fluffy. I don't think so. At least in this movie, not. Like, but what do you think? Now that you've seen, you know, 2 whole movies, and they really focused on him. They kind of let Tony and even Cap a little bit be like those constants and take a backseat. And they really focused on Natasha and the new Avengers and Hawkeye and Hulk. Yeah. So, like, do you have different thoughts now that you've gotten a little more time with those characters?
I mean, I think overall, it's like that thing where you spend time with somebody, in the end, you will develop a sort of connection if you're not, like, constantly butting heads. But it's like, it's hard to say. I feel like they're equal right now.
Okay.
There are things I like about this Hulk, definitely.
Yeah.
I like that he is a bit more awkward at times, and it's a hard contrast to when he is the Hulk.
Which is what I like, because now this is from non-comic plebeian, so you may be able to school me, but what I've always seen the Hulk as is it's like a superhero version of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde sort of thing, except, the Mr. Hyde isn't as evil. But I like that, just like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you feel the drastic contrast between the two characters. And then, of course, it's like, okay, well, to fully, and maybe we even got a little bit of a hint of that at the end here, to fully deal with that, you can't ignore Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. You have to compromise the two.
Yeah.
And it, at the end, it's like maybe, because you were right, it did feel like 2 of them making a decision. But that's the first time that we've really seen Hulk, and Banner making a decision together.
Yeah, some sort of, like, consciousness to be able to make a sort of complex decision.
Which is interesting, because it's like his character, that's character development, but also it's kind of a quite literal development, if that makes sense, for the Hulk. That, I guess, may be going somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that, and, I just, like, I was connected to the other Hulk. Like, I feel like people underestimate that sort of connection you get when you see something for the first time.
That's true, because I never watched that Hulk movie first.
Because it almost, like, leaves an imprint on you to, like, what is
who the Hulk
real
is.
Hulk.
Yeah,
and, it's like,
and so you're like, oh, this guy doesn't feel like him. Yeah.
And I'm not, like, trying to, cut anything off or, like...
To be honest, I think a lot of people agree with you.
Yeah, like, I really did enjoy the first Hulk,
Yeah.
It was interesting. He was a lot more... He seemed a lot more in control. And so I feel like that plays a part in, like, the whole heroism aspect of it. Because it's like, I don't know. He just felt more heroic in a sense.
No, you're right. I agree.
Because, he felt like he had a choice at times in order to do things. And whereas here, a lot of times he feels like he is kind of wavy,
Yeah, the plot kind of plays with what they need him to do.
So it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly,
for sure.
I'm sure I'll grow into this Hulk as well.
I'm just curious. What did you think? I really like Hawkeye in this movie. Like, this movie,
I really enjoyed it.
Because I did not care about Hawkeye. Because also, like, once again, I'm coming from non-comic book, so it's not like, oh, I love seeing my favorite hero on screen. I'm like, I don't know these people, know nothing about them. What I see is what I know. And I remember watching this, like, I loved Hawkeye after this, because it's like, wow, you gave him some character. Like, he is just a guy with a bow, but, like, it's just, they played to the humor a little bit. He was a little self-aware, and I liked that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I always like that when they do that, because, there's some wacky sort of things going on.
And there's some wacky power deficits. It's like Black Widow with her guns, and then you got freaking Hulk.
Yeah, so, it's, I like when they, take notice of that and make it self-aware. It makes it a lot more, like, acceptable. I mean, like...
It's just cool. I like it.
But I liked how we kind of, because I mean we didn't get like anything like when we were introduced to him. I was like, wait,
not at
who
all.
is this? Like,
Of
you
course,
know?
yeah.
Because like everyone else basically got their own movie except for like Black Widow or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
But
even
with
then you
Black
got time with her in
yeah.
Iron Man too.
Yeah, and way more in Avengers too.
Yeah.
Like compared to Hawkeye, you know, barely was even there. So it's like, it's nice to see that, you know, we're finally kind of getting more of his reasons for fighting and stuff, and that he has, you know, a family, and you know, he sort of has his priorities, kind of, you know.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting not to. I thought it was interesting because like that whole dynamic with Fury and with Hawkeye both kind of reminded me a little bit of like a kind of like directing, where it's like, and I love actors, but I think that there's certain roles that like to be as good as at what you're doing, there comes a taste of insanity with it, and I kind of feel it with the Avengers too, where it's like Tony Stark's a genius, but he's a mad genius. And so it's like you almost, like the guys who have less powers, you almost need them because these guys aren't completely stable and they all kind of have some issues. And even Steve, who's as stable as it gets, like, yeah, he's been frozen for 70 years, you know? So I think it's cool. It's like, these people have high level of talent, but the turnaround, like, they have some issues.
They're a little unbalanced.
And so you need Fury, and so I like how it's like, okay, Nick Fury isn't just the guy who assembled the Avengers. He's the guy who keeps them together. And you see why people like Hawkeye, who's like, yeah, I just got my bow, but like, I got my wife, I got my kids, I know my priorities, I know what I got to do, and like he does kind of hold the team together.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, we see that he has a family and stuff, and it's like everyone's kind of shocked. Yeah, and it's cool because he is kind of one of the most normal out of them.
Yeah, even more than Black Widow. Like, he is. He's the most normal.
And so it's just cool to see. And sometimes you need that sort of, you know, get rid of all the flashiness and go back to kind of like the basics in order to remember, hey, what was my, you know, origins? Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of clears your mind and makes you, you know, remember kind of. And so it's cool. I like that.
Yeah, so I enjoyed this movie better than because I watched the movie and I was a kid, so I freaking loved it. And then honestly, like over the years, I've just heard people rag on it, and so like in my brain, it's kind of just like people roasting it. And then I'm like watching it again, and I'm like, I get it. There are imperfections. It's not as good as Avengers. I don't think so. And compared to some of the other Avenger movies, not to hype you up a little too much, it's probably lower. But I'm still like, it's not a bad movie, guys. Like I think it's still a solid movie. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Same.
But either way. If you guys want to go check out the full-length reaction to this movie, that is going to be up on Patreon, as well as next week's Marvel reaction, which is this one, the full-length for that, and the YouTube edit for that one. So if you guys want to go check that out, kind of help support us a little bit, you can go ahead and check out our Patreon. If not, either way, thank you for you guys, for all your support, everything, you know, for sticking around with the channel, for sticking around on Patreon, for commenting, everything. You guys are awesome. You guys have been really great. We're roughly halfway, kind of, sort of, maybe a third through this watch through, so you know things are coming together. Thanos has got the gauntlet, and we'll see where it goes. But thanks for joining us for this video. Thanks for joining us for this journey, and we will see you guys in the next one. I can't speak. See you guys later.